Ariel, the little mermaid who became human, and Eric, prince of the land, are head over fins in love. But Ariel's friends are in deep trouble. Ursula, the evil witch of the sea, has cast a spell on all watery creatures. If Ursula is not stopped, she'll take over the ocean. To save her friends, Ariel dives into the sea, becoming a mermaid again. But the water is full of jellyfish, lobsters, eels, and blowfish. Ariel quickly snares the fierce fish while diving and leaping to escape danger. At Ursula's palace, the wicked witch attacks with her most treacherous tricks. Can Ariel defeat her in time to save the sea? It's the catch of the year. Swim to Ariel's favorite music, including the Academy Award-winning Under the Sea. Gasp as Ariel tackles slithery eels, snarling sharks, walruses, and the amazing soldierfish. Find out if Ariel can ever return to Eric. Your whole family will fall hook, line, and sinker for the Little Mermaid. And this is indeed the Little Mermaid. You might have guessed that. From Capcom, brought to us in the year of 1991, known as Little Mermaid Ningyo Hime, which means something else. I don't know what. Yes, very good. This is, no fooling now. This is a very fun game. I really like this game. I played it a lot when I was a kid. Let's Played it. It's a lot of fun. So anyway, what we have here is a side-scrolling shooter, but not even a side-scrolling shooter sometimes. Sometimes you have vertical scrolling. Basically, it's a free roaming shooter. You can move left and right, up, down. The screen does not scroll on its own. Most scenes will scroll you left to right. Sometimes you have to go up and down. We play as Ariel, obviously. We take place swimming most of the time, but hopping and landing occasionally. We can shoot bubbles with our tail to trap our foes and throw them at each other. We can dig through sand to find treasure and pick up seashells to break chests open. Treasures include forks and things like that. In treasure chests, we will find gems, which will increase our bubbles' power and range. The game being similar to other Capcom games, such as Chip 'n Dale and Rescue Rangers, we shoot air bubbles from our tail. When they hit certain enemies, the enemies can be picked up or thrown at enemies or bosses, kind of like the barrels in Chip 'n Dale. Ariel can also collect icons scattered throughout the levels to restore health, gain extra lives, or increase the range of your bubbles. We have 6 stages, not a very long game. You could probably have it done in 20 to 30 minutes. There are some differences in some of these versions, though. When a stage begins, Ariel descends from the top of the screen to the recommending starting point in the NES version, but in the Game Boy version, just starts out in said spot. The featured SFX are different in both versions. The start of the stage background music can be heard only once in the NES version, although the whole background music can be repeated in the Game Boy version. The stage backgrounds were more restricted in the Game Boy version, obviously. When you lose a heart, the heart turns into a heart frame in the NES version, but disappears in the Game Boy version. And the key scales of the boss background music are different in both versions. And the background music speed in the NES version is much faster than in the Game Boy version. Why that's important enough to list? I don't know. Controls are really good. Music's really good. Graphics are really good. Gameplay is really good. This is just a really solid little game. It's one of those things where it almost feels like Capcom had this game idea and were maybe working on it, and then just put the Little Mermaid skins on it. You know what I mean? It just plays really well. I can't tell you any more than that. The game is a lot of fun. The bosses are unique, not super, you know. You ain't gonna remember a lot of these bosses, really. But it is just a fun game, really. I say a million times, I repeat myself a lot, but this is one you gotta play.